morning! Welcome to the South Ops Fire Weather Webcast for Friday, April 17th. I'm your host, Kristen Stewart. As an inside slider moves through the Great Basin this morning, the increased offshore flow has swept away most of the cloud cover across California. There are a few patches of low clouds over the San Joaquin Valley and South Coast, but those should clear fairly quickly this morning. It should be a beautiful day overall for this fine Friday, with mostly sunny skies, save for breezy east to northeast winds across the Santa Ana wind corridor. Let's get into those winds, shall we? Current observations this morning indicate breezy northeast to east winds through the typical Santa Ana wind-prone areas of Southern California, as well as some other areas across the higher terrain. The current gusts are indicated by the red numbers here, and you can see that the wind is not particularly strong right now, with a couple of windier spots gusting around 40 miles an hour. Santa Ana winds typically peak in strength during the mid-morning to early afternoon hours, but we are not expecting winds to get much stronger than this. Since the inside slider did not dig very far southward, the amount of upper-level support to enhance the surface winds is fairly minimal, and these winds are mostly driven by a surface pressure gradient. Though this pressure gradient is also fairly weak, and that is why these Santa Ana winds are not particularly strong. After we get through the peak of the winds, they will quickly diminish this evening, then a return to light onshore flow is expected this weekend from an approaching weather system. As we usually see with breezy northeast winds, significant drying is expected today. Minimum humidity will likely drop into the single digits and teens across SoCal. Humidity will be a bit higher across Central Cal since offshore flow will be weaker. This dryness will last through Saturday, then humidity will begin to recover but stay low overall on Sunday. The breezy offshore flow today, combined with a return of weak high pressure over the next couple days, will bring a gradual warming trend to the region through the weekend. By Sunday, the warmest valley locations will likely rise into the low to mid-80s, with 70s common across adjacent areas. The low desert will rise back into the 90s. The progressive weather pattern is expected to continue into next week, thus preventing any additional periods of stagnant hot and dry weather, which we have seen quite a bit of through the winter and early spring. After a brief stint of high pressure for the next couple days, a deep Pacific low pressure area cut off from the main flow will approach the California coast late this weekend. It is expected to stall off the coast for a couple days before moving inland around the middle of next week. However, it is always worth noting that cutoff lows are very difficult to forecast, so the system may stall longer or it may be more progressive. Despite the uncertainty, this pattern will keep cooler and more unsettled weather in place as we move into the second half of April. This is good news for keeping things quiet from a fire potential perspective. With the next approaching weather system on the horizon, a gradual cooling trend is slated for the first half of next week, with high temperatures returning to the low 70s for most of the lower terrain by Wednesday. Along with the cooling temperatures, there will be rising humidity as well, with increased onshore flow. A return of widespread light to locally moderate precipitation is expected by the middle of next week, though timing remains uncertain based on how long the system may stall. There also remains uncertainty as to precipitation totals, but there is good confidence that precipitation will likely favor the northern two-thirds of the state. It is not expected to be a very strong storm, so we are not expecting any widespread significant totals. Despite the bit of uncertainty regarding the exact details, this forecast will be quite welcome to keep our fuels moist and delay the onset of high fire season. Thanks to the progressive weather pattern with periods of cool and wet weather, significant fire potential will remain low as we move into the second half of April. The warmer and drier weather through the weekend will bring an increase in initial attack activity and spread potential, especially within the finer and more cured-out fuels that will be more receptive to the quick drying. Though no major issues are expected, especially with another bout of cool and wet weather next week. And that's all I have for today. Thanks for tuning in. Our next webcast will be on Monday, April 20th. Have a fantastic day.